business partners.
This call is now being recorded.
Thanks. So as I shared earlier, business partners inside groups, that is of WhatsApp, for instance, and to some, obviously, I send direct messages for that, because some of the business partners are not actually in the groups and so forth. So that is why it's very important, before you add people to groups, ask them if they would like to be added and so forth. Receive permission first if you are to add people to the groups, or rather share the link with them, so that if they want to be included in the groups, then they'll come in and so forth. So now, what I shared with you earlier, okay, it is traded on the coin that we saw. It's trading on HTX. Yeah, this is HTX, and we will look into the coin and look at exactly what transpired with the setting, and yeah, and from there we can engage as traders and see how advantageous actually it is for one to be just trading one shots, anticipating this kind of moves, especially as we are now going to be getting deeper and deeper into the bull run due to the halving that has just taken place on the 20th of last month, April 2024. So now I would like us to then go to strategy. You can see on strategy at the moment, this is under HTX. This particular account trades on both HTX and Binance. So at the moment, the account that is running, or rather the trade, is this one, RNDR. And then you can also see at the bottom here that there is actually about 225 USDT. It means the bot took profit. It was a one-shot trade, and then it never went back into the market. So I did share in the group that particular coin. So I can then go straight to home page, and then to make things easier, I can go straight to the search button. If you check here, is a search button. You can click there and begin to search any coin that you want under spot, and then on the USDT side, we're trading pairs against the stable coin USDT. And then, so that's what I'm going to do now. I will click on search, and then, oh, what coin was that? Okay, I think PD. Let's check. Yes, PDA. This is the coin that we saw, and then I click on it. It takes us straight to its chart. When you click on the coin from the home page, business partners, what happens is it will take you straight to the charts. But now, with my experience on this particular phone that I use, I don't know whether it's the phone issue or it's just what is actually the exchanges or not. It takes time actually for the candlesticks or the readings to appear on HTX. On Binance side, it's much faster. So now we are on this particular coin. So, but I'm not going to wait for the candlesticks or the chart to appear. I will click at the bottom where it says create, and then I will click again on top there. You can see we only have two options for the bots there. So now that's why I normally tell people that it's Royal Q, it's an app, and it has bots inside. You know, there are bots for spot market, there are bots for the futures, and then under the spot market, we have a martingale strategy bot, and then we also have grid bot. And on the grid bot, you can even place stop losses for yourself if that's what you desire to use that. If you are someone who is more technical, you can use the grid bot to trade also. And then you can see other bots are coming soon. It means they're still under construction. So that's what is happening with the system. So at the moment, two options we have, but we have mainly been using martingale strategy bot. So when you understand martingale strategy board, you can also get involved into grid board yourself and so forth. But we haven't started producing content under this grid board simply because we want people to first thoroughly absorb the parameters and the utilization of the martingale strategy board so that they succeed and we make profits, and then we'll move to other aspects of the application. So now martingale strategy board, I click create at the bottom, and then create board. There it is. You see, it's not Royal Q that is creating this board. It's myself, it's yourself as a subscriber or as a user. So meaning that the parameters are fully open to you. You are the one placing settings, and all the instructions, you are the one who's providing such instructions. For instance, if you're not happy with the results, then you need to look into your settings, tweak them accordingly so that you maximize your profit taking and so forth. So this is a business whereby you have to literally challenge yourself to do better. Attend as many meetings as you possibly can and learn actually how to make use of this application effectively. Now, martingale strategy board, I will go to the next at the bottom there, where they say feel free to create your own strategy, more flexibility, for instance. I will go with that. They say more flexibility. There hasn't been that. If you are to follow the method of coping professional traders here, there's no flexibility. If they say to you, they trade one coin with, say, $500, it means you'll have to have $500 as a minimum or as a capital to trade one coin. If you want to trade two coins here, then you'll have to have 1,000 US dollars, for instance. So there is no flexibility because the parameters are set by someone else, and yours is just to click next and follow their settings, and also make sure that you have provided enough required capital for such, you see. So now we are here at the bottom where you are able to create your own strategy and then adjust it according to your affordability. And that's the reason why you're attending a session like this one. So let's go at the bottom and we click next. Now, this page is called transaction page. So at the moment, business partners, if you are to check at the upper part of the page, you can see that we have zero position amount, and we also have zero position quantity. It means the robot is not trading this particular coin. It means there's no strategy currently running here. However, we can see the current price because crypto markets don't sleep. You know, the market is running as we speak now. The coin at the moment is selling at that particular price, which is 7 cents. If you were to use the fiat currency digits, only 2 decimal places of the comma, like if we use USD, for instance. Now, that is the current price of this particular coin. Obviously, no numbers of call margin. There's a leader was asking me yesterday that they are worried that they see zero there. And then on other examples that are being shared in our groups, they'll always see a 7, 5, or 6 or more numbers of margin calls. So yeah, at the moment, zero because nothing has been taken, the 10 rate, 0, and so forth. But why am I on this particular page? I'm here because I want to show you what I spoke of in the groups, which is going to be found here. So here it's where you get transaction record. It means what happened with, here you get the log. Yeah, you can, I normally don't press this page. Like, let me start with that. The first one from the left, going to the right. There is the log, you see, where you get information and stuff. And I don't know whether, let's quickly go to transaction record. I'm asking myself, is this the coin that we saw during the day? Let's go to home page, and then when we are on home page, we click on revenue. Revenue is where you see profits that are generated or that has been generated inside your exchange. You see, we are on homepage. Homepage at the bottom, there you can see homepage. Homepage here, or even on top there, it shows that we are on the homepage. So when you click on revenue details, you're going to see results of what the robot has performed, the robot only, no referral commissions and all those kind of stuffs. So today being the 16th, we'll click there for the 16th. And then now you can see, I was looking at the wrong coin. Yeah. So we're trading so many coins and you go in and out of accounts and this is what happens. So now on this particular account, we're trading actually FDT. This is what I wanted us to talk about because you can see it made $25 here. And then, so looking at that, now can you see even how nice this is? $25, they're also showing you fuel fee or gas fee there, which is 5 USDT. And this is what goes to the company. But up to 90% of this, it's paid back to the community. Like the session we're having now, there are leaders engaging with us. You might have had, if you came during the time when leader Raphael was sharing about the exchange that has just been added today, which he has actually been using for more than 12 months now. So you will be sharing the link with us so that we can also sign up on that particular exchange. It means these are leaders who are knowledgeable, exposed into what is happening in the crypto space, and we will be learning from them. You learn from these leaders, and Royal Q is also contributing to such leaders by sharing transaction fees with them, gas fees, and so forth. Hence, we encourage people, wherever you are at, even when you don't understand Bitcoin, to the core, for instance, you're still new in the blockchain space and so forth, do your best to share the opportunity using your affiliate links, your referral links, whether it be for Royal Q and also for the exchanges, because there's some good activities that take place through there. With time, you'll see as mass adoption increases, one day you'll find that you have more than 1 million individuals in different parts of the world trading through your referral links. And imagine a company that continues to share its transaction fees with its users or subscribers, or simply because they have shared the opportunity with someone out there. So this is something massive. So yeah, think about it, please. It's important that you think in terms of generational wealth. Amazing things happen in this space. Now you've seen $25 gas fee deducted, fine. Now let's go to FDT and not the PDA that I was at earlier. So now let's go to FDT straight, and then we will get a coin from the home page. I click search button like I showed you earlier, and then there's the coin FDT. It's showing some 6% up. Must one go into this coin again because today's candlestick it's bullish after such a massive fall in the past 3 days. Actually, you can see here. And remember, the activity that happened was yesterday, where we saw 40-something, 42% or so, and we'll go there now. Currently, we are on the charts. Now, actually, this chart appeared faster. So very good. Let's go create at the bottom, then martingale strategy board. Remember, this is recorded. You'll always have all this. At the bottom there, we click next at the bottom because we want to focus on our own strategy, and then next there. Now we are now looking at the transaction page. So the things that I was sharing with you earlier, as is this particular trade, it's not being held at the moment. It took profit and the robot closed. Remember, I think the past 2 sessions, I was talking about one shot. That one shot is just it can either be one shot or cycle, which is simply a strategy period. Like how long will the robot continue to trade that particular asset? One shot simply mean that when a profit is taken according to the return rate, if we have 5%, for instance, of take profit percentage, when return rate hits 5%, the robot is going to sell and never to return to that particular asset again. It collects profits and it comes out of the market, so that if the market per adventure begins to go down, it will fall alone. The bot is out, collected profits, and your money is in the USDT stable coin, and you can select another coin, for instance, which is very good. So now I wanted to show you the lock here on the top, and immediately after the lock, we'll go to transaction page. That is the second icon from the left going to the right. So now we are on the lock. Can you see the kind of information you get on the lock? Can you see the kind of information you get on the lock, which cannot be edited? This is evidence of what transpired, for instance. So now you can see that we're getting information that on the 15th, the strategy was stopped. Why was it stopped? Because it was one shot, and then at what time did that happen? You can see time there. 23 hours, 49 minutes, and 43 seconds. And then where did this take place? Inside the exchange called HTX. And yeah, that's what happened there. And then also you're getting information like what is happening here, successfully sold, and all those that is just the log of what happened. And you are able to view this information. Let's leave the log, please, and go to transaction records, the second icon. We're on the transaction record side, and then you are able now to see information. But I would like us to start at the bottom. When I go to the bottom, you will see the first transaction is this one, buy at the bottom there. Let me just quickly get rid of sound. Do not disturb. I hope this will work, so that because I'm using another microphone, it's all of USB, to do the recording. So now here we go. So the trade was taken at the bottom there at this particular price. So let's just look at the time at which this happened. Can you say at the bottom, this is information. This was the first buy, which was yesterday, 20 minutes to 1 p.m. Yeah, this is what happened when I took this. I still remember very well. So now it was during my lunchtime because I've been busy offline. So yeah, so even yourself during your lunchtime, you can be doing things. For those of you who are in employment, So now what happened here is yeah, you can see the deal amount, $11. Can you see there? $11, and it means this was the first buying amount. And you will go here and see something. We're going to talk about the strategy that has been applied here, and then you'll understand certain things. The strategy here, the budget is $100. So now another transaction went in. Oh, obviously that strategy is of from the 1st to the 5th is 1 times 1 times 1 times. So you can see another buy was taken there with $12. And then here it was complete 12 USDT, for instance, that was placed. And you can see how fast those transactions came in and so forth. So let's just leave all these transactions. It was just buy, and then that's what the bot did. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. You see? And then that's all the transactions that the system did. So now what happened here is I would like us to look at the first subcell. Let's look at it, this one. Look at this subcell. This subcell, the deal amount was so small, the $12. That's what took place there. And then it was 4% that went through there. And then I'm just thinking of time and the duration of this. But let's go to the highest one. Just want to show you this one. No, before this one, let's go to the one of 5%. This one. When you look at this particular, this one, look at this one. Can you say this particular transaction went in for 45%? It made $5 there, and then it was actually for a smaller deal amount. Can you see? This is just that 70, what is that? That is that for $12, for instance. That $12 now became $17 simply because of 45%. 45% rise that took place there, and then so the system, and if you are to check margin call number 5, that's what we see there. So that's it. And then let's go to the higher one. We will take questions, please. Here we'll go to the higher one. It's this one of this one of a deal amount of $85, for instance. So now you can say that was 42%. And after this was the last sell. After this sell, the system closed. The system closed, took profit, and came out of this coin, just like that. And although take profit percentage, business partners, was not a big percentage. No. Take profit percentage was simply 5%. If I'm to go to the settings, I'm going back. If we have to go to the settings and I click on, yes, can you see at the bottom there? Look at that. 5%. We wanted to, when the strategy was set, we just wanted to collect 5% and be out. But what happens when the market is extremely bullish? When the market shoots up like that, the robot will create room for more. The robot will not just relax simply because the market was extremely bullish. The momentum was massive, and the robot captured more profits, just like that. But when the movement is very mild and so forth, yes, 5% or 4% can still be collected of, let's say 4.9, 4.8, and so forth, can still be collected, and the robot will still close the position, for instance. So this is what happened. This is what happens. The amount was that 5%. However, 42% was eventually taken on the first buying amount. 42%. On whole warehouse take profit ratio, which is this particular percentage here. which is according to the return rate and not according to the sub positions. Where you saw 45%, was according to the sub calls. 45% was captured there because the sub calls are a bit lower than 4, 3, 2, 1, and the first buying amount. So this is what transpired. And look, the settings, I did not edit all this. We still have margin call limit 7 there. And then let's go into the settings for the sub calls, and you'll see at the bottom left where you see trade settings, I click there, and then I will go to distributed and take profit allocation, the arrow at the bottom, or rather pointing to the right, the bottom one. There we go. Can you see now? 5, 6, 7, it was just 5%, 5%, 5%. But because there was a bullish move upward, whereby those who trade manually wouldn't have been able to catch that particular move. There's no way, that a natural person can cope with that. Because then within less than a minute, such a move upwards can then drop again, but the robot would have collected even bigger profits. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that having a board of artificial intelligence, working for you, you see the benefits actually in this regard. You saw one call, I don't know whether it was 5 or 6 that captured 45%, and then the other whole warehouse also captured 42%. And the whole warehouse was a bigger percentage simply because of the peak. It was a bigger amount in terms of dollar value because of the money that went in there, the first buying amount and for the first 5 calls. That is the one shot of signature strategy for those who understand how the arrangement is. You can check on margin. You can see a first buy in to from the first to the 5th call. This is how we normally place them up to here, So those in the margin call drop 0.5%, from 1st to the 5th. When you bring those 0.1, you multiply by 5, they will give you 0.5, so to speak, and then that is just half a percentage, half a percentage, and then first call to call number 5 into the market just like that. What is the aim? The aim is so that we are able to get more money. When the market is bullish and it's really pumping, and then you are on cycle, for instance, those calls must go in faster so that you don't just trade with first buying amount, with first call. Let's say maybe mostly what we used to do in the past around 2021. What we will normally do is you'll find that in the beginning here, you have 3.5. Here you have 4%, for instance. And imagine all these 2 calls in the beginning, it means this is, when you bring them together, 7.5. And then mostly when a market is bullish, a dip of 7.5 rarely happens. You see, the market can dip a little bit, maybe 0.5% by 1%, and it continues to shoot up. It keeps on moving up, and then you will find that you are just actually moving with FBA. This is first buying amount. You'll just be moving with this one, which is $12. Imagine just cycling with $12, simply because you are on cycle and the market is moving bullishly, and later you check that market has made 50%, but you were just cycling with $12 only, and you didn't give an opportunity to a better amount of USDT to go into that market and capture better profits for you. So that is mainly the aim of this method of trading, business partners. So now you can see that in a short space of time, good profits can be captured just like that, and then the system will be out. The system will be out and profits are collected. So I want to show you something, what happened here. Look at this. First buy in, okay, I want you to look at this, please. Look at this. From first buying amount, from the first call, I beg your pardon, yes, including the first buying amount. First buying amount is $12. For those of you who have not seen it on the previous page, but you'll see it now. Yeah, the first buying amount is $12. And then moving from the first call to the fourth call, it's how many $12 is four. It's four of them, you see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now when you bring them together, plus the first buying amount, you will get 60. You will get $60. You will get $60. First buying amount plus the first 4 calls, which are part of whole warehouse. They are not under sub-bin mode. All these ones going up, although the arrow is pointing downwards, you see 5, 6, 7 upwards, those are sub positions. Hence, under distributed and take profit ratio, let me go back there. What you see here, under distributed here, what you see here, under distributed and take profit ratio, it's called number 5, 6, 7 upwards. But because of our limit here is 7, it means you only are going to see 7 in here. You're going to see 7, and then, so I want to quickly go in and show you. Now let's go. You can see that first, on top there we have sub position number 5. Can you see? 5, 6, 7. If your margin call limits were 8, call number 8 was going to be there, sub position and so forth. If they were 10, you'll see up until 10, you know, and then you can have different percentages and so forth. And not only that, you can also have different amounts of dollar actually put into these particular settings from your margin configuration, for instance. So this is what happened here, and let's quickly go and check. Remember, this was a one shot, right? It's not a cycle. So when we check under margin configuration, can you see everything was moving with $12 for this particular strategy? Everything was moving with $12. Just check this out. Everything was moving with $12, but the system still made more money simply because the market was moving, although our target was just 5% and come out, you know. So let's quickly go and check just for the whole warehouse only, because you will recall that you saw 45% that was listed, which was under sub position. Let's quickly go and then do that. We're coming out of trade setting, return, I don't save anything, and I go back to transaction record on the top right corner there. So now here we are. So you already know by these transactions that this one is for 5, 6, 7. You already know this because we had only up to 7 margin call limits, and then they were only trading with $12, all of them. Multiple buy-in ratios was 1 times, 1 times, 1 times from margin configuration. But this one, business partners, is what I want us to calculate again. We can still calculate these other ones if you want to see them, but this one of $25 is due to the $60 of the first buying amount and the first call, second call, third call, and the fourth call. So when I go to a calculator quickly, Let's go to a calculator. If you take $12, multiply by 6. No, this must be by where am I now? It must be multiplied by 5, sorry, because it's first buying amount plus $12 of first call to the fourth call. So it must be 12 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5. Yes, there it is. It's $60. You see, I'm including the first buying amount and then the calls of the whole warehouse. So now when we go to Royal Q, you'll see something here. Firstly, please allow me to check here to show you here. This $5 was out of the amount of $12 of call number 5. Let's go here and check. Yes. Look at how simple and how accurate the readings are. Now, if you are to go to the bottom here, you will see. Can you see the numbers of call margin? It's number 5. And then what do you see there? You see deal amount is 17.56. Why? Because of the profit percentage is 45.8%. So for just to demonstrate this for other people, let's go to a calculator. You take your $12 multiplied by 45.8, and then we go to percentage sign. Can you see that? It's $5. It's $5. Imagine if you had $120 for that particular position. You see, now deal amount there appeared 17, you know, because $12 plus 5.49 is 17. It means you are selling an asset that is no longer worth $12. It is now $17, simply because there's been appreciation of 45.8 and the robot collects profit for you, although the initial intent was just to collect $5. But simply because markets did well, you are actually taking home 45.8%, and the robot is doing that job for you. So quickly, let's go back and check this one, the one on top. Remember, the one on top is a whole warehouse percentage that I spoke of, that people need to understand what is happening with this. Because even before I come to this one, please, if you are to check at the bottom, you will see something. You will see that a profit was collected before, you know, check below, check this one. Yeah. Now, the first profit that was collected is this one at the bottom. And then this was collected. And then let's go and check what number this was. This thing work in sequence. You already have an idea of the margin call for this. So remember, the robot went, collected profit, and then look, this was 5%. Look, this obviously shows you that it went according to 5%. However, the market was not actually volatile and was not massively bullish, so to speak, and the robot was able to collect for this particular at this time 0.01463. Let's go and check inside this folder. When you go inside the folder, look at what transpired there, business partners, and remember, this is still a one shot. This is still a one shot. Here 4.08% was taken. Of how much? Look, of $12. You see? Remember, you've seen it on the settings. It's one times everywhere from the first call to the 7th call. Now, this is what was taken. Now, the market, the robot went into the market with $12, but it came out with an asset. It sold the asset for how much? For $12.53. USDT, for instance, you know, or I mean, $12.53 of USDT. That's what happened there. So now check 4.08%. And you can see deal amount still small, you know. Where you saw 45%, it was 17 instead of 12 point something, you see. And then it was for call number 7. And call number 7 went back into the market again, although the strategy period is one shot. So sub positions will be traded as per cycle system, going in and out at the lower lows of the held position until the whole warehouse goes into profit of the target percentage, which is 5% in this case. So that's what actually transpired here. You see. So that is why you are still able to see again here when I click. If you are to check, please look. If you are to look at the prices, you will see something. Look, different prices. Look at different prices. You see, at this price of 0.1463, this percentage, remember, is call number 7 here. And then it means call number 7 went into the market again, because it is the last one at the bottom there. It will be the first one to come out again. So if you click here, you check this cell, because there's nothing above 7. We only have maximum of 7 margin call limits. So 7 collected profit and it went in, although we're still on one shot, so to speak, and that maximizing profits for you. And here we're going to check at this price of 0.01472. Now here is 2.81%. It means the market, the market hit 5%, did reach 5%. However, there was a bearish move that went down violently, just like that. But the robot will never close any trade in the negative. So although there was that massive move downwards, the robot managed to lock in 2.8%, which is the 3 cents here. And then let's go and check. You'll still see call number 7. Accuracy on the accuracy of the system. Now you can see here, business partners. You can see here. That's what we're looking at, and the price is still that one. And then you can see at the bottom here is numbers of call margin. It's still 7. Above this 7 is going to be 6. But we're interested in whole warehouse now, because now we all know all these positions have always been running with MUD. They've always been running with $12, and we may even check this one. Can you see call number 6? Look at what is happening now, business partners. Look at what is happening now. Call number 6 still went in with $12, but it's coming out with $14. We are selling the asset. We bought it for $12, the asset of this FTD, but now the robot is selling it for us for $14. You know, we bought low. You know, the cost was $12, but now we are selling expensive. We are selling for how much? We are selling for $14.34 there, because of the return rate now. The return rate there is 19.09%. So profit that was made there is $2.29, for instance. That's what happened. Call number 6. So we are left with call number what? We are left with call number 5, which is going to be in here. Let's quickly check that. Call number 5. So those who don't like margin calls, now today you know the importance of trading with margin calls. So you don't feel bad about your settings simply because the market is not moving, for instance. Just be patient and continue to perhaps manage, tweak your settings until you get what you want. Call number 5 here it is. Remember, all of these positions, they were running with $12, $12, $12. So the aim here is just to scalp the markets 5% of $100, and that's it. But here, bigger results were achieved. So now you can see We initially bought the asset for $12, but now the market, the robot is selling for $17. Why? Because there's been a return rate of 45.8% there. It means 5%, I mean $5.50, was made there. So that is what is happening. But now let's go to our last, which is the one that closed the position now. The position will never close until your whole warehouse percentage has been reached, which is the return rate that we see at the upper part of the transaction page. At the moment, remember, we're looking at transaction records. Now, look at what is happening here. They are telling us that this is margin call number 4. You will never hear of 3, 2, 1. So this actually engulfs these other calls. This one, call number 5. I mean, call number 4, I beg your pardon. This is the last call. So that is where also when you do the strategy mode, before you switch into call number 5, please make sure your trade is trading under sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Immediately when the market goes to call number 5, you'll no longer be able to switch, and that is binding. So now the robot was able to go in and out with 7 simply because we're trading under sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. That is why we keep on preaching signature SBM RTS. SBM RTS is an acronym for sub-bin mode, real-time settlement, and that is an advantage of trading that. So now that's what happened. So these numbers of call margin is 4, which also stands for every other position above 4, which is 3, 2, 1, and first buying amount, which is how much in total. It is $60, because we calculated that with you. First buying amount plus 4 calls, which is first, second, third, and the fourth, gives us $60. We calculated that earlier. You'll be able to play back this, and then you'll be able to see that. So now it means initially the bot put $60 into this, and the same grew to $85, simply because of the percentage, 42.85%. I've done the calculation with you earlier. This is recorded. It's going to be on the same. So, and remember, don't forget, please, we were just targeting 5%. We were just targeting 5%. And what had been humanly impossible to be attained, the robot has achieved for us, just like that. So now, if you were trading with 1,200 per call, you'll be speaking a different language now. So this is the beauty of trading with margin calls, sub-bin mode, real-time settlement, and being on one shot. Because had you not been on one shot, you would have gone down with the market, and all those positions were still going to be absorbed again. So you will be in a floating loss still. So this is what is happening. And now on this particular position, if you are to check, you will see that the profit has been collected. We're coming out. The profit has been collected, and you can see these are the results of yesterday. Yesterday's performance is here. Let me use a different color. This is what happened yesterday here. You can see the market went up there, and the robot collected, and then still the market fell. It closed bearish. That candlestick is red, but you can see the shadow that it really pumped. And then today is trying to be bullish, but a lot of people, obviously, those who might have been, I don't know, that's what happened. So this is incredible. It's beautiful, and it is what it is. Even those who might have been trading this particular coin 3 days ago, from here, for instance, because of excitement and everything, they're still in a floating loss. So you collected profit, came out of the market with your one shot. Now you have an opportunity to go into another coin. So yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you. You may have questions, please. Now, your money is still there. Your money is still there. We're going to look at the bands of the Bollinger indicator, and then we will know if this can be used, some portion of it, into this particular position, or we'll continue with the one shot of the $100. For instance, that is the two strategies on this particular trade. And if you are to check, there's still other, let's see if you can scalp or not under Binance. The board is also trading under Binance. Let's see if we are able to scalp here or not. Nothing. Nothing is in the green. Nothing is in the green at the moment on this particular side of Binance. But there might be positions that are already floating in profit, but we have to check that later. Wow, 65 of Bitcoin. Okay. This other one, position number 8 is average price. You can see there at the bottom, 66.414%. So this is what it is, business partners. Let's just quickly stop the recording and go into Q&A. Do your best to watch the video time and again, and certain things will unfold nicely, and you'll have even much better understanding of what we do and the advantage accordingly.